It's 8 a.m. from Fox 35. This is Good Day Orlando.
And a very good day to you, Orlando. Good morning. I'm Andrea Jackson. It is Saturday, February 18th, 2017. Thank you so much for joining us. Here are the top stories we are working on for you this morning. We begin with Fox 35's Daryl Nail.
Yeah, we're at the Kennedy Space Center, where behind me the SpaceX rocket is on the launch pad 39A for a historic launch. In just a couple of hours, you see the countdown clock off my right-hand shoulder. We'll have more on the preparations for this launch coming up in just a bit. Plus,
I'm David Williams, live in Pine Hills, where hundreds of Robbinswood Middle School students are rolling up their sleeves and putting on their gloves to clean up the community. Plus,
I started battling for the little girl that stays across the hall, and then he was like, "It's a lady finna jump. She gonna jump."
People scramble to safety when fire breaks out at an apartment complex, but one woman got trapped on the third floor. How she escaped the flames coming up. But first, let's check in with meteorologist Brooks Tomlin, who's got your first look at the weather. Big day at the Cape today, Brooks. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Andrea. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, we got Daryl Nail doing a dawn patrol. David Williams with us already. And we're going to keep an eye on Guardian Live weather radar. Here's the scenario right here. Here we are in Central Florida. It's dry this morning. No rain, no weather, just some high clouds. The weather should not inhibit the launch. More on that with Daryl in about 60 seconds. We are watching this batch of rain and thunderstorms moving east. Now, this one is not going to be as potent as the one, about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and that's good news. But still, keep an eye to the sky later this afternoon. Out the door this morning should be okay. Through the midday and early afternoon hours should be okay. High temperatures climb into the low 80s late this afternoon after 3 o'clock. Keep an eye to the sky for some scattered showers and some thunderstorms, and we'll just have that 7-day forecast in just a few minutes. Andrea?
Brooks, thank you. Time now is 8:02. A big day for the Space Coast today. First, a rocket will launch from the Cape. Then the president will visit Melbourne. Right now, the Falcon 9 rocket standing by at historic launch pad 39A. The Dragon capsule expected to launch this morning from the Cape. It'll be the first launch for SpaceX since their rocket exploded last fall at nearby Launch Complex 40. Fox 35's Daryl Nail live at the Cape with us this morning. Daryl, good morning. I know SpaceX discovered a small leak in the upper stage of the Falcon 9 yesterday. Is today's launch still a go?
yeah, it's still a go. They did find that leak yesterday, but they've made some repairs to it, as well as put a check valve in there to see if it loses pressure. And if it does, then they will abort the launch at around 60 seconds prior to blast off. So they've made some accommodations just in case there's an issue. As you can see now, we're just under 2 hours until launch time. And SpaceX, of course, is extremely excited about this. The first time a commercial launch going off from NASA property. And you can see the launch pad off to my left. Let's take a closer look at the pad now. Pad 39A. We were out there yesterday. The rocket is vertical now. It was horizontal yesterday as they were working on it. It's straight up and down and ready to go, according to SpaceX. They've got 5,500 pounds of supplies on board going up to the International Space Station, experiments, crew supplies, and the like. Now, it was just September of last year that SpaceX lost a rocket and a launch pad, Launch Complex 40, when it exploded on the pad during a test fire. That forced them to move things over to 39A, where they were already renovating the pad for an upcoming heavy rocket launch. But they made some transitions. They worked heavily on it, got this 39A ready to go, and so now they are preparing for what will be a historic launch, especially given the fact that there has never been a commercial launch here at the NASA Kennedy Space Center from that particular pad. Now, going forward, our weather's looking about 70% at the moment, but as we look up in the sky, and as you heard Brooks mention, weather's looking great right now. Live at the Kennedy Space Center, Daryl Nail, Fox 35 News.
Daryl, and what about a sonic boom? I know a lot of folks are wondering whether they'll hear a sonic boom or not today if the rocket does go up and come back down.
And you certainly will, because that part of the launch, well, actually the return of the booster coming back, is so high up in the atmosphere that the double sonic boom that you're going to hear could radiate all over the state of Florida. So that will probably be something that if people aren't expecting it, it may surprise them a little bit. But yes, they're going to return that booster first time during the daylight back here to a landing pad that's over on the Air Force side. This is all part of SpaceX's effort to reuse rocket boosters. But yes, while most people in a 50-mile radius will hear the rumble of the launch, a lot of people are going to hear that sonic boom that goes off probably just after 10 o'clock. Launches at 10:01. That sonic boom I'd expect around 10 minutes after 10 o'clock. Andrea?
All right, Daryl, thank you. Lots to see and hear today from the Cape if all goes as planned. Time now is 8:06. Also today, President Trump holding a rally at the Orlando-Melbourne International Airport. It begins at 5, but doors will open at 3. All tickets for the event are sold out. We will have complete coverage of the event right here on Fox 35, as well as on fox35orlando.com. New from overnight, a brush fire breaks out in Volusia County. Pictures in from the Volusia County Fire Department. Flames starting just after 4 this morning along Clyde Morris, just south of Hand Avenue, right there in Ormond Beach. No word yet on how big the fire is or if any homes are in danger, but we are working to get more details for you. And in Marion County, dozens were forced to evacuate after houses were scorched in Dunellen. Marion County Fire and Florida forestry officials battled the blaze for about 3 hours. U.S. forestry officials say someone burning tires illegally in the woods caused that 55-acre fire. In Polk County, this 5,000-acre brush fire burned at least a dozen homes. Smoke will likely linger in the area for days, and fire officials say the flames could possibly rekindle. In Flagler County, this wildfire in Bunnell is completely contained. State Road 11 back open after flames jumped the highway earlier this week. And in Brevard County, amazing photos of a 2,000-acre fire in Palm Bay. Officials say this is a controlled burn. Happening now, volunteers coming together to clean up Pine Hills. Nearly 100 middle schoolers are out doing their part to make their community better. Fox 35's David Williams live in Pine Hills with more on the event. David, good morning.
Hey, good morning to you. Yeah, people here are already gearing up, rolling up their sleeves. They've got their gloves ready. Hundreds of people are here. You see some with their gloves and their things to get the trash. And joining me now is the principal of Robbinswood Middle School, Mr. Nicole Jefferson. Good morning.
Good morning.
So first of all, why are so many people here this morning?
We are here for a Community Pride Day. We've all joined together with the community and the school to come out and clean up Pine Hills.
Tell me why Pine Hills really needs something like this.
Well, I mean, I felt that we need to bring pride back to the community. There's a lot going on in the community. As I drive around the roads, there's a lot of trash out, and I just thought that if we pulled together, cleaned up the neighborhood, brought the community together to work on this project together, they would see that it's a great place to work and live. We're here every day, so we live here with the school, and so we wanted just to make this a nice, clean environment, you know, for the students to be in.
And there's a lot of students here. Tell me what you're hoping each one of these students and volunteers walks away with this morning.
Just a sense of pride and a sense of community, that we're coming together. We want to make sure that we're not throwing trash out on the grounds as we're going around, that we're picking things up, and we're making sure that our neighborhood and the area in which we live and work and go to school are clean and nice and presentable, you know.
And really quickly, tell me how all these volunteers and students, what are they going to be doing exactly this morning out in the community?
We've broken up into 4 quadrants around the community, in the Pine Hills community. So one area will be at the school, so we'll have a group at the school, and then we'll also have 3 groups out in the community from, I think, Silver Star to 50, picking up trash and debris along the roads.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. They've got their gloves ready, and they are ready to clean up this part of Pine Hills. We're live this morning. David Williams, Fox 35 News.
David, thank you. Time now is 8:09. In Orange County, crews monitoring hotspots overnight after an apartment catches fire. The flames almost forcing one woman to jump from the 3rd floor. Crews were first called to the complex off Colonial Drive just before 7 o'clock last night. Firefighters say while responding, they got a report of a woman trying to escape from a 3rd floor window. But by the time crews went inside to get her, she already managed to get out. They think she may have crawled to the front door. We spoke to one resident who was inside the building when the fire fire broke out.
When I heard the alarm, I jumped up and just threw on my pants and my shoes, grabbed my house coat and came out. You know, that's when I smelled all the smoke. And I started bamming for the little girl that stays across the hall. And then he was like, it's a lady finna jump. She gonna jump.
Crews are still trying to figure out what caused the fire. Time now is 8:10. New this morning, an Indian River County deputy shot and killed. One suspect has been arrested. A second one still on the run. Officers responding to multiple calls of a shooting in Gifford around 9:30 last night. That's where they found Deputy Gary Chambliss with a gunshot wound. He was immediately taken to Indian River County Medical Center, where he later died. Deputies have arrested one suspect in the shooting. Like we said, they are searching for a second. No word yet on what prompted the shooting. We've got new video this morning released of the man accused of trying to kidnap a Ponce Inlet teen. Thankfully, the girl was able to fight him off, and that story tops our morning rush. The teenage girl was able to call 911 and help police identify the suspect's vehicle. When they pulled over 26-year-old Jonathan Buchanan, his pants were unbuttoned. That encounter was caught on police body cam.
Is there a reason your pants are unbuttoned right now?
Yeah, they're too tight.
Your pants are too tight. So your pants don't fit? Is that why they're unbuttoned?
Yeah, they're too tight. I've been gaining a lot of weight lately.
Buchanan has since bonded out of jail. A UCF student accused of taking pictures of men using the bathroom, also out of jail this morning. 19-year-old Sean Regassa faced a judge for the second time. He was charged with recording a male student in a bathroom on campus. Now, in a second incident, he's accused of recording another male student through an air vent off campus. Regassa is not allowed to have any devices that can take pictures or video. Judge's orders.
I'm the victim.
And a freak out inside an Orange County courtroom. Armando Montalvo yelling at the judge as he fights for bond following charges he inappropriately touched a woman outside of a bar on Orange Avenue in Orlando. Now, he may look familiar to you. His name may sound familiar because he's the same guy who freaked out at the WWE training facility back in 2015.
I don't need no guns because I'm caught in charge for having these guns.
Investigators say Montalvo was obsessed with a female wrestler at the time. That standoff ended when a deputy shot him. Montalvo was out on bond on the WWE charges when the touching incident in downtown Orlando allegedly happened. Well, stay with us. Coming up, a warning if you're hitting the golf course this weekend here in Central Florida. Hawks are on the attack. We're going to tell you where this is all happening. Plus, the weather out west causing some serious problems. A look at some of the extreme damage. Time now is 12 minutes past 8 o'clock. There's a live look toward downtown Orlando and Lake Eola there to the right side of your screen. We're starting off in the low 50s. We'll check in with Brooks in just a moment. Get a complete look at your weekend forecast when we return.
Custody exchange brought out the worst in this mom.
If you love you to create a scene,